Safety is a top concern when working at heights. Alarmingly, scaffolding-related incidents lead to approximately 4,500 injuries annually. This training reviews the hazards of scaffolding and how to protect our workers at heights. Scaffolding is a temporary structure typically made from metal poles and wood planks, used to support workers and materials when working at heights. Scaffolds come in 3 different types. A supported scaffold is a type of scaffold that is supported by poles, frames, and outriggers, and usually consists of 1 or more platforms. A suspended scaffold, like the supported scaffold, also usually consists of 1 or more platforms, but is suspended by overhead support and ropes. Other types of scaffolding include man lifts and hoists, which are often referred to as machinery and vehicle types of scaffolds. According to OSHA, a competent person is someone capable of identifying existing and predictable hazards in the surroundings or working conditions, which are unsanitary, hazardous, or dangerous to employees, and who has authorization to take prompt corrective measures to eliminate these hazards. This is typically someone who holds a scaffolding high-risk work license. A qualified person is someone who has successfully demonstrated their ability to solve or resolve problems related to the subject matter, the work, or the project. A qualified person has the right background, such as education or a degree in designing safe scaffolding. There are 4 major types of scaffolding hazards that workers should be mindful of. These are falling, struck by, electrocution, and scaffold collapse. Working on scaffolding requires workers to work at heights. As a result, there is ample opportunity for workers to fall off a scaffold. Falls can be caused from lack of guardrails, slipping or tripping on slippery substances, wearing inappropriate footwear, or even due to tools or other debris lying on scaffolding surfaces. Falls also occur when entering or getting off scaffolding if the access being used is not according to OSHA specifications. Another way in which a person can fall from scaffolding is when working on a scaffold in winter, in wet weather conditions, or in unfavorable weather conditions. To prevent falls from scaffolding, use personal fall arrest systems. Install guardrails, mid-rails, and top rails in both suspended and supported scaffolds on all open sides. Use personal protective equipment such as hard hats, anti-slip boots, etc. Never work on scaffolding covered in snow or ice, or during snowstorms, thunderstorms, or high wind conditions. When working on scaffolding, workers must be cautious of falling objects or materials from higher levels. This hazard not only threatens workers on lower levels, but also endangers other construction personnel near the scaffolding. Objects like tools, paint cans, or even bricks can pose a significant risk of injury. Protect workers from falling objects by ensuring the proper PPE is worn, including hard hats. Install toe boards or screens so that materials and objects do not slide off the scaffolding platform. Ensure guardrail systems do not have small openings where objects could slip off. Erect debris nets, catch platforms, or canopies to stop or redirect falling objects. Keep hand tools and other objects away from the edge of the scaffold. Electrical hazards are a significant concern when working on scaffolds, especially during activities like welding, cutting, or other hot work. The type of scaffold used and the specific tasks being performed can influence the risk level. For example, scaffolds made of metal pose a higher risk of electrocution. OSHA mandates specific clearance distances between scaffolds and power lines to safeguard workers and mitigate the risk of electrocution. A minimum of 10 feet clearance is required between scaffolding and uninsulated power lines. Wear appropriate PPE, such as rubber gloves. And never work on scaffolds in bad weather, especially electrical or thunderstorms. When scaffolds do not meet specifications, there is a risk of collapse, posing serious danger to workers. Hazards include unsafe scaffold designs that are not inspected by a competent person, failure to secure, support, and stabilize scaffolding, using bent, damaged, or otherwise compromised scaffolds, using scaffolding that is old and shows signs of rotting or rusting, and scaffolds loaded beyond the capacity. Scaffolding must be designed by a qualified person. OSHA provides specific regulations for various types of scaffolding to ensure safety. For suspended scaffolds, it is crucial to use robust ropes securely fastened to a permanent structure. Components like tiebacks, wire rope clips, counterweights, hoists, and locking systems must undergo thorough inspection by a competent person, as mandated by OSHA. This inspection ensures that the scaffold is safe for use and does not jeopardize the lives of workers. A scaffold tagging system allows workers to quickly communicate about the status of the scaffolding system. Tags show the status, when it was last inspected, and who inspected it. There are 3 colors: red, yellow, and green, their meaning correspondingly similar to a traffic signal. Green means it is safe to use. Yellow means it is safe to use, but modifications have been made that workers should be aware of. And red means scaffolding is not safe to use and should stay away until it is repaired or replaced. Scaffolding must undergo inspection before every work shift and immediately after assembly or any modifications. These inspections should be documented on an inspection report, which can be either a physical paper document or an electronic checklist. Additionally, the inspection findings must be noted on the scaffolding tag. This tag should be prominently displayed at the access point of the scaffold so that it is visible to all workers who use it. These practices ensure that scaffolding is regularly checked for safety and that any issues are promptly addressed to prevent accidents or hazards. A competent person must inspect the scaffolding. Discuss scaffolding systems during morning toolbox talks. The status and hazards of scaffolding should be discussed. Wear appropriate PPE, including a hard hat and fall protection when necessary. Always check inspection tags before accessing scaffolds. Know the weight capacity of the scaffold. Use personal fall protection when working on a scaffold at a height of 10 feet or more above a lower level. Attach the lanyard to a secure member of the scaffold. Stay off the scaffold during loading or unloading. And be mindful of coworkers working above and below you at all times, as well as others working on the scaffold. Here are some don'ts when it comes to working around scaffolding. Don't overload the scaffold. Don't use unstable objects to support scaffolds or increase your work height or planks. Don't use the scaffold if it appears to be damaged in any way. Don't walk on scaffold planking covered in ice, snow, or mud. Don't use a scaffold during adverse weather conditions. Don't lean out or overreach outside the guardrails. Don't rock the scaffold. Don't throw anything overboard unless a spotter is available. And don't move a scaffold if anyone is on it. In summary, scaffolding must be designed by a qualified person and inspected by a competent person. It must be inspected before each shift and after assembly and modifications. Check inspection tags to ensure scaffolding is safe for use. Wear personal fall protection when working at 10 feet above the lower level. Always wear the appropriate PPE, including a hard hat. Do not work on scaffolding closer than 10 feet to uninsulated power lines. And be aware of other workers on the scaffolding with you.